How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. Tonight's episode is another segment for Get to Know That Cosplayer, and tonight's featured guest is the Green Brown Girl. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing all right.
I
Spending
pronounced
time with
your handle correct, right?
Yeah, it's just green brown girl. There's no "the" in front of it.
Okay, just a...
Yeah, it's okay. No worries.
So again, thank you for coming on to being a featured guest cosplayer.
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me.
You are very welcome. So, as every segment is for Get to Know That Cosplayer, how long have you been cosplaying for?
Well, officially, I got into anime and started crafting my Inuyasha cosplay in the latter half of 2007, but I didn't uh actually get a chance to cosplay until about summer of 2008.
You said 2008?
Yeah, around there.
Okay, so you've been cosplaying for about a good almost.
Well, since I was in middle school,
So for a long
I was
for a long
oh
while then.
yeah. Uh, I'm 27 now to give some context.
Okay, okay. What was your very first cosplay and convention?
So my first convention was in 2007, Komori, back when it was still held at Portland Hilton and Executive Tower.
Nice.
Um, uh, uh, we didn't actually cosplay this one because me and my friends what outfit we were, so we uh kind of threw together elf looking costumes. Like, we braided our hair. We both had our backs, and so we braided our hair. We put elf ears on and kind of like made thrown together costumes from like the fabric and walked around the last day of KomoriCon, and that was my introduction to uh, uh, cosplay at convention.
Very
Uh,
nice, very nice.
that was also the year that I met Freeman. The He was dressed up like Goku.
Wait, you met who?
Crispin Freeman, the voice of Goku,
Oh,
he was at
nice.
yeah, he was at uh, that panel and was actually dressed up as Goku.
I think it's always kind of cool when you see voice actors dress up as the characters they voiced.
Yeah, it was pretty great. I also just thought it was really neat how he and then also um Chris Sabat and Sunny Strait, who are also, by the way, uh, they are aware of like the abridged, and they're into it, or at least in the way that they interact about it to indicate they enjoy it, because like they sometimes are the ones to bring it first. It we don't even have to like bug them about it. They'll uh at least when I've brought it up. So I just thought that was like a big like rock for me, and I that that really um is part of why I stayed a fan of cosplaying for such a long time, is that I kind of got to I was lucky enough to get to someone who I already looked up to enjoying a hobby I was, and getting to interact with them like a more intimate setting. Like, there was only like maybe 40 or less people in the room, and so like everybody got too close. It was really like it was standing room only, but I still got to not only talk with him directly, but I got to chat with other fairies um, in that room, and that was like mind blowing. Like I never thought I would be able to an and that
Right.
was
It was what?
oh, I just said it was really really awesome.
Okay, you're like kind of cutting in and out, so it's just like making sure you're
Okay,
still there.
yep,
So, as we were talking before we started recording, mind sharing a little bit about your Asui cosplay for My Hero Academia?
sure. So I uh, for people who don't know, I'm a leukemia, and I was diagnosed in uh, April of 2019, and only for I want to say a couple months to a year before that, I had been uh, cosplaying different versions of Asui um, from My Hero Academia, and she Tsuyu is really special to me because I've always, really liked the color green because it's like associated with my name. She's just a cool character. And so when I get really attached to a character, I try to do as many versions of them as I can, because it challenges me to make something different, but I'm still celebrating a character that I already love. And so I was really excited to do this cheerleader costume. But then when I got my diagnosis, I had to put everything on hold. Like, not only because, trying to deal with the actual uh like logistics of treating me for this disease itself was pretty crazy, but like um something like that really changes everything else in your life, not just your health, but like your finances and your like schedule, like everything was different. Like I like to say, then the Fire Nation attacked, but it was just blood, my blood attacking itself. um, so what happened is that I kind of had to put a lot of the things that I really loved on the back burner, even as like parts of my costume that I had spent so long working on, by like saving up for my buying, were starting to arrive. And so, about halfway through my first year of treatment, I had this fall costume, but I was too weak to even wear like put clothes on my. And then, um, there was a turning point in my treatment for a while where I just like I was in a coma for about 2 weeks,
Oh, damn.
and then I spent the rest of 2019 um, recovering from being completely unable to walk or to move very much at all to being able to walk with with uh, a walker uh, in uh, December uh, December of 2019. I On the 16th I got to come home from the hospital, and since March of 2020 I've to uh, walk without a walker, uh, and I finally the last October got to actually wear cost that I spent all these months putting,
So,
and it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, so your Suyu Asui, she's your also known as Strappy. She's definitely probably like one of the biggest cosplay impacts on your life.
Yeah, it was definitely for me anyway, it was a mark of the the like the return of my strength and the distance that I had come from just previous year, that I was able to not just put that costume on Halloween, but even though I kept getting tired and had to like take breaks, I actually like threw on a mask and walked around the mall and took pictures with other people who loved this. And it made me feel like even though things are crazy in my life right, it's okay because I I've made it back to me, like my like I would say that the hobbies that define me are, you my art, my cosplay, and makeup. And I'm able to do those things again because of how much, in part, how much I wanted to be able to do things like walk around the mall with my friends in costume, go put on a silly panel and pretend to be a cartoon frog for half an hour, you know?
Nice. So speaking of, what is it like doing panels at a convention?
Well, it definitely depends on I think all you need to have a good time running a panel is to enjoy talking with the people that you're working with. Um, so uh, there's I've been to panels where we just played games for the entire time, um, or we just made um, like craft arts and crafts, and those were just as fun for me in some ways as going to celebrity panel because of the people that I got to share that time.
Nice. All right. That sounds like you've definitely enjoyed panels. I imagine that, once COVID is over, that, you're hopefully looking forward to going back to doing some panels for cons.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of variety, and so I think what makes the experience of it special for me different for other people, but the reason why I care more about like going to fan run events versus guest run events is that like the people who are running the fan events, like I know for sure they love the series. They're excited to see other people who like the series, and all they want to do is chat and have a good time with other people who like it. But a lot of the time, like these celebrities, like they they don't, even if you like see them be really nice to their fans and everything, like there's just a difference in, I guess, social, like there's a social difference that kind of like makes me nervous, and I don't have that when I'm around other fans as much.
I know.
Um,
That totally makes sense.
like even other cosplay guests who have like millions of followers, I'd much rather like play uh hide and go seek tag with them than listen to some industry professional talk about the merits of uh, like a special kind of stop motion animation, even if I was getting that kind of stop motion animation as my like degree. I would much rather spend time with friends who like this.
for you spending time with like at the fan events, it feels more natural and real and not like rushed and professional and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's much more about um, the community aspect of it for me than it is about the novelty.
Nice.
But that's just me, like I'm not like trying to say that other people who get excited about the guests are wrong for being. It's just that, once you've been going to these things so many times, like the shininess of the celebrities kind of rubs off a little bit, which I think is also why I'm at like the smaller cons, like the one here in my hometown, Eugene Comic Con. I think that's why I'm able to work with famous guests the way that I do, and because now that I have that experience from KomoriCon, I'm not as afraid. I'm not like shy. I can just be like, hey, do you need anything? Is there anything I can help you with? And if they no, I'm good, I can just go like do something else. I don't need to like stand there spending time thinking, oh gosh, did I upset them or offend them? Like I can just I know how to be professional and how to still have a good time, while also making sure that those people are having a good time without unsure. So I think that I'm pretty blessed to have that experience as well.
Very nice. I know that's always a good thing to get that like that recognition and everything when you go out to those kind of events. So mine.
Yeah, it's
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, that was I was just saying that it's special.
Oh, that's always. Well, I'm glad to hear that it's special. Mind sharing a little bit about your Suyu Asui and the process you wanted to make in her cosplay for your the cheerleader one?
Sure. Um, so I haven't really talked about this uh on YouTube yet, but I'm a plus size cosplayer, so finding the things in the correct size is really difficult for me. Um, Especially because uh my body shape isn't like a very common plus size body shape. So often like if the top fits me, the bottoms, but if the bottoms fit me, the top, or like it'll fit sort of well for the first time I wear it, and then 2 days later for some reason. Um, it's just a lot. It's a thing a lot of people go through, regardless of gender. But for me, with the cancer and everything, it's really hard to tell my body is going to change. Uh, uh, so I went from being um like 270 down to uh I want to say 190 to even less than that. Like I lost over like over 70 pounds and then gained it over the last 2 years. And so because of that, this costume is I've had to buy different skirts for the bottom. I've had to buy different chest wear to make the top fit correctly. The shoes like don't fit my because they will randomly swell up um, because of treatment, steroids and stuff. So like the only parts of the costume that really have stayed the same are the wig, which the clip likes to fall off of, so I had to reinforce that, the socks, and then the pom poms. pretty much every other part I've had to tweak. But instead of getting frustrated with and feeling defeated, which I've felt with other projects, I've given up on ones that just frustrated me. I think everyone should, like, don't force yourself to stick with a project if it's just giving you grief, feeling fulfilled. But in this particular case, it was like a challenge. Like, okay, so I know that things aren't going to be the same forever. So what can I do right now to make things easy? And that's, I think, part of why I was able to cosplay it at all. And also why the makeup that I do for the character keeps changing as well. Because every time I try something a little bit different, and then I like the results a little bit better and better as I go on. And so not only has this cosplay been good for me emotionally, in the sense of like having something complete and wearing it and showing it to other people as this like hallmark of me getting better in the sense of like my health, but I also feel like my resolve to not let myself be defeated by this costume also kind of represented a turning point for a cosplayer, because I'm getting better at not letting things derail me as much.
It's, good to have that kind of confidence and, not let it affect you in any way and, pursue your cosplaying and everything. Which brings me to my next question. Any advice and tips that you would like to share for those who kind of struggle with the same thing when it comes to cosplaying and going to conventions?
The first thing I would say is that people make a big deal about like hand sewing every single piece of clothing that you're wearing, or like doing all of these big expensive projects make things look cool. But I've seen people win cosplay contests with outfits made out of cardboard and duct tape. Like, you don't spend thousands of dollars to end up looking cool. You don't have to feel the pressure to look cool at all. All you have to do to cosplay is put a costume on your body and then go have fun. Like, I feel like people who assume that every single person who calls themselves a cosplayer has to have like master level cosplay competition quality work is defeating the purpose that the hobby was first invented. It's just people dressing up in it as the characters they like and celebrating it during convention.
No, I mean,
That's it.
cosplay is, again, something I want to bring up later down the road about how cosplay is for everyone, no matter your skill, how you look, just shouldn't matter your height, weight, color of your skin, skill level. It's for everyone, and I feel like everyone should enjoy what they do. I mean, I'm glad you're bringing that up.
Yeah. Another thing that I've noticed, this is just a personal pet peeve of mine. We tend to tell people, for example, people in wheelchairs and whatnot, that, oh, well, you can do the wheelchair version of blah, blah, blah. Or you can cosplay this character because they have a wheelchair and you have a wheelchair. Okay, but my favorite superhero doesn't have a wheelchair. Why can't I cosplay them? And the thing is you can cosplay whoever you want. And it's the same when I see people trying to tell cosplayers of color that they can't cosplay outside their race or whatever. It's all ridiculous. Like, anyone can cosplay anyone as long as you're doing it respectfully. Like,
Exactly.
like, like, if I were going to, let's say, dress up as Yoruichi Shihoin from Bleach, she's got the long purple hair and the
Uh,
very dark
turns into
South
a
Asian.
cat.
Yeah, yeah. She has dark South Asian skin, um, and she's one of the few characters of color from the show, and she's one of the coolest in my opinion. So for me to cosplay that, I would wear the outfit, the wig, you know, do the cat eyes, but I wouldn't color my skin.
No, that's just
Eh,
that's not that's being
the,
racist and it's blackfacing.
right, because her race isn't her character. Like she would. I mean, she might have different struggles if she were a different race, but essentially, the character's story wouldn't. She would still be an amazing, no matter what skin color. And so I also respect her for that, and that's why I want to cosplay as her. So I wouldn't change my skin color because I feel like that would disrespect, like that would put disrespect on people who are that color because it's like mocking them in a way.
No, I know.
Uh,
It's downright disrespectful and defeating the purpose as well.
yeah. The main difference is like I'm not sure how I feel about when people cosplay disabled characters just because like um sometimes it can be important for safety reasons to be able to tell, hey, is that a real cane? Are you really blind? Do you need assistance? Or is that a real wheelchair? Do you like actually need help getting from point A to point B? Or have you got it? And for me, as someone who is a wheelchair user, like that coin has two sides. Either you have people who like don't have disabilities but they're cosplaying the character, and when they're in character they act disabled, and that can be confusing for health and safety reasons.
Oh no, I mean no, I mean I've
Eh,
seen people who are not blind and they'll cosplay as Daredevil, but it's I feel like that's kind of like a double-edged sword right there.
yeah, like there's kind of like a line that you don't want to when you're cosplaying a character who has a disability, like whether or not you choose to portray that disability, um like you need to do it in a way that's like
Not gonna be
if
offensive.
yeah, so like if the character is like for example it has Tourette's syndrome, uh like it would just be better to, I think, um you know, maybe if they have a line that's important from the series that they say that they deliver while in in a tick,
Mm-hmm.
like they deliver in such a way that's clearly like that they to do it that way, um, then it makes sense to say that line, but don't just be going around imitating ticks all.
Because there could
Don't
and no, because there could be a person at a con who may have that actual Tourette's and tics who could find that easily offensive, and then other people will think, "Well, you're just faking it," kind of thing.
right, and it comes back to the whole wheelchair thing. Like I can't tell you how many times I've run into people who think that just because I can walk short distances or stand up periods of time that I don't need my wheelchair just and I know a lot of people who with both physical and mental disabilities that they have that same problem is like they always feel like they have to justify their 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 disability to the world because the flip side of cancel culture when it comes to these sorts is that sometimes like I don't like but I can like when you're trying to like root out people who are faking or being mocking, sometimes you can blow back and hit people who just express those disabilities in a different.
No, I again, I wholeheartedly agree. I know, and to make this real quick, because there's got to be into this soon. I like to add myself that it's okay to cosplay the character, but also be aware that, don't like. I know a lot of people like to stay fully committed to characters, but there's also that fine line of, okay, yeah, it's great that you're cosplaying the character, but also at the same time, just don't make fun of the character. I mean, you may not know that you're making fun of the character, but other people perceive that who may actually have that actual, disability or, kind of or issue or whatever.
Yeah, just I think with any character that we cosplay, we've got to remember that like there are real people underneath that really live with those circumstances. And we need to respect that because we would want to be respected.
Oh, most definitely. Well, that ought to do it. Again, Emerald, thank you for coming on and again sharing your experiences and talking about your Suyu Asui cosplay and you know I think the stuff you had said tonight really I'm really hoping does get out there to people. It's definitely a learning experience for sure. Stuff I didn't even know.
Well,
So again, thank you for coming on and sharing your cosplay and convention experience.
yeah, I really had a great time with you, Wayne. Thank you for inviting me. I hope you and everyone listen. All right, bye-bye.
All right, take care. Again, everyone, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for watching, and thank you for listening.